6:33, Jeff Katz, News Radio, WRVA. Tuesday, Super Tuesday at that. We've got so much to take a look at. Obviously, today's a big day for primary elections around America. I don't know if President Trump will wind up with the number of delegates today, but man, if it's not today, it'll be the next one. Nikki Haley doubling down this morning. She was on Fox and Friends. And she said, oh, yeah, I'm in it for the long haul, and now the RNC is different, so I don't feel like I have to support whoever the Republican nominee is. And it's like, look, I get it. I got kids in college. I got a disabled daughter I got to pay for. I understand you're looking for work. You're looking for a salary. Totally get that, ma'am. But isn't it time to just say, well, didn't quite work out? And she's making these nonsensical arguments. Well, 40% of the people in South Carolina wanted me. Right, which means 60% did not. And that's your state, for God's sakes. I don't know. I don't know. Well, let me rephrase that. I know one thing. And I don't want to sound over-the-top hyperbolic. But this country hangs in the balance. And we can either put aside all of our petty little differences and say, Donald Trump's the guy. Well, I don't like this. That's fine. You suck it up. You didn't like his tweets? Don't like his tweets. Don't care. I think he's orange. You know what? I don't care. I don't like his hair. I can tell you, I was 3 inches away from the man the other day. He really does look good and a super nice guy. This is the opportunity we have to save this nation for our children. If you really give a damn, this is what you need to do. And if you want an idea about the craziness coming down the pike, take a look at the Virginia Democrats in the House of Delegates and the state Senate. This garbage that they are spilling out could not get crazier if you tried. And I'm very, very happy. Former State Senator Amanda Chase has been analyzing this stuff every day. Every day I get an email. Here are the bills that are up. Here's what they mean. Here's where you find them. And I'm happy she's got some time for us this afternoon. Amanda, thank you for being here.
Hey, it's my pleasure, and it was wonderful seeing you at the Trump rally on Saturday. What a blast.
Oh, my gosh. Thousands of good, upstanding patriots. That felt pretty good, didn't it?
It was great. The crowd was electric. And you know what was wonderful is I didn't see a single protester there. I guess they are afraid of Trump supporters.
Except you and I both know they don't need to be afraid. We would have said, hey, are you okay? Do you need a bottle of water? We hope it all works out for you. I mean, we're the good guys in this. But anyway, it was electric, as you said. I am, number one, grateful for you being here, but number two, so grateful for these emails that I'm getting from you talking about the insanity Virginia Democrats are putting out in this General Assembly session.
Well, Jeff, you're exactly right. And after being in the state Senate for 8 years, I wanted to take all the knowledge and information that I've collected on and continue to follow the Virginia General Assembly. A lot of people don't understand necessarily how to follow it. And, most of the time we just get news clips. So this is a daily report that shows which bills passed, which ones failed. And actually, one of the things I did when I was in the General Assembly is was able to get the committee meetings online. And so real people could actually call in while the committee is meeting in subcommittee or committee, and you can express whether you oppose the bill or support the bill and why. Right. You only have 3 minutes. But I was showing people online how they could do that, how they could participate even from work, even from the comfort of their own home. They didn't have to go to Richmond to participate in that process. And I've had a lot of positive feedback from people who want to know what's going on, who had no idea. We had over 50 bills for gun control this year from the Democrats. It was just insane, the amount of gun control legislation, which, I and most Republicans support, giving law-abiding citizens unfettered access to the Second Amendment. I mean, it's in our U.S. Constitution, but it's also in our Virginia Constitution in Article 1, Section 13, and says that our rights shall not be infringed. And Democrats are putting in legislation that say, you can't carry your firearm in Capitol Square or in the hospital, or if you accidentally leave your firearm in the car. They're coming after law-abiding citizens instead of punishing criminals. So, I've done everything I could to expose the legislation that Democrats are putting forward, like, the vehicle emissions requirement. In 2021, Democrats linked our vehicle emissions requirements to that of California bureaucrats.
Here we go
so
again,
that
right?
35% of cars made have to be actually electric vehicles.
Yep.
And by 2035, they want 100% of our vehicles to be electric. And we know we don't even have a grid infrastructure in place for electric vehicles. And it should be our right to choose whether we want a gas-powered vehicle, a hybrid, or electric vehicle. So the Democrats, I think we should have run on that, and we need to continue to run on that issue alone because
Absolutely.
That's a great bipartisan.
You're going to say it's bipartisan. This is everybody. I don't know about you. I don't have an extra $70,000 for an electric vehicle, and even if I did, I don't want one. Yeah,
there's short distances, and God help you if you forget to charge your vehicle, you're not going anywhere.
That's right.
So, it's the Democrats have become the party of kill, steal, and destroy our individual rights and freedoms. They don't respect the Constitution. They become the authoritarians telling us what we can and cannot do instead of whereas Republicans are the ones giving us choice.
I'll tell you what, Amanda, and I want to remind everybody, former State Senator Amanda Chase is joining us. She has a great service that she's offering via email, and I want to get the details on it for everybody. But look, I don't know about you. I loved my mom, but I did not want to live with my mom forever, right? And they're telling us, hey, we know better. We'll tell you where you should go, what you should do, how you should do it. And they want to be everybody's sort of out there mommy. And I'm sorry. It's not the way we're supposed to live. I have to ask you about some of the gun legislation because there's so much coming down the pike. Did you look at the stuff on the House of Delegates side? Because I keep hearing from people saying that a Republican delegate, Carrie Coyner, it was actually on the side of the Democrats with a lot of this. Is that the case?
That is the case. And, it's unfortunate. And, there are Republicans that do vote for gun control. And, I think she's in more of a Democrat-leaning district. But even then, as a Republican, you should support the Constitution. I mean, that's what we're supposed to do. And if you are upholding your oath of office, which is to uphold not only the U.S. Constitution, but the Virginia Constitution, which has in there, we have to protect the right of people to bear arms shall not be infringed. You're violating your oath of office every time you support gun control. Mm-hmm. And so, Carrie Coyner is going to have to answer to the voters. She's a Republican, and people think when you vote for a Republican, you're voting for protection of our God-given Second Amendment rights that are protected in our state and our U.S. Constitution. And she's off the reservation, in my opinion.
Wow. Former State Senator Amanda Chase joining us. So give us the lay of the land, Amanda. Where are we now? Do we have the crossover day? Is all this stuff headed to the governor? Are they still introducing things? Just let us know what's really going on.
Okay, so actually today session is still the Senate is still meeting right now. They finished all their committee meeting work. Most of the work done on over 3,000 bills that were introduced. They started back on January the 10th, and this Saturday, all the work has to be done, including our biennial budget. Okay. So we're at the point now where all the committee work is done. Most of the work is going to be done on the floor of the Senate. And by the way, you can go to virginiageneralassembly.gov. You can watch online as they're in session. That's what I've been doing from the comfort of my own home this year and watching them. And actually, it's really actually entertaining and very informative. But, and so what really is interesting, the interesting thing that happened yesterday is that the Democrats are, remember, we're a Democrat-controlled legislature right now. They have control of the House and the Senate. Thank God we have Governor Youngkin in there who's going to be able to veto every last Democrat bill you can imagine has passed both the House and the Senate. It reminds me the time that I served during the Northam administration in which we had the Democrat trifecta, the House, the Senate, and the governor's office, and we were driving off the cliff. At least we have Governor Youngkin who's going to be able to veto for 2 more years a lot of these crazy bills. But here's the thing. We just found out that, the governor has until midnight Friday to basically amend, veto, or sign into law certain legislation that is given to him, presented to him officially a week before session. Okay. And so they're using that as a negotiating tool to try to get things like raising the minimum wage and some other objectives. Senator Louise Lucas calls it Glendome, which is the governor's economic development plan for Northern Virginia for the opportunity to expand this arena. Right. I'm not necessarily for the arena, but some people are. I think we need to stick to the basic core functions of government. Yeah. But that's what the Democrats are doing, and so they're going to officially present some bills. Trying to get us back on ERIC, which is the Electronic Registration Information System, which is controlled by Soros, by the way. I really pleaded hard for the governor to get us off of that, and he did. Yeah. But we've also got the marriage equality bill coming up that would guarantee people seeking a license for marriage couldn't be denied based on their sex, gender, or race. So they're trying to put some more controversial bills. Right. There's one by Senator Ghazala Hashmi that talks about sexually explicit books in our schools and that they can't be used by local school boards to censor books in any public elementary or secondary school. So there's a lot of bills. There's another one, House Bill 46, Senate Bill 47, and this bill bans people who are prohibited from possessing a gun because of a protective order or a conviction from transferring one to someone who isn't allowed to carry one. A lot of these bills the governor is going to only have until midnight, whereas normally he has until we go back into reconvene to make decisions on these bills.
Wow, this is insane. Hey, listen, number one, thank you again. I know I've said it a million times, but I really do appreciate you making time for us. Number two, I got to know, and it's a yes or no question. Did you take the stupid plexiglass from your desk in the Senate so you feel more at home on your couch while you're watching this crap? No? Okay.
I think it should be in a museum somewhere in the science.
Lastly, most importantly, for folks who want to get the same service I'm getting with these emails, which are fantastic, they're just absolutely great, how do they get signed up with you for these sort of State House briefs?
Sure. So you can go to my old website. It's still up. It's chaseforsenate.com, all spelled out. And also tonight at the Great American Ranch from 6:30 to 8:30, Senator Bill Stanley from Franklin County. He is a comedian, if you have never heard him. It will not be a boring night, but we're going to do, the two of us are going to have a conversation on the stage at the Great American Ranch in the saloon there. And we have our Chesterfield, Virginia Tea Party meetings on the second Tuesday of every month. And we're really excited to have Senator Stanley with us tonight. So y'all come on out tonight at the Great American Ranch.
I love it. Well, I appreciate you being here. We're going to call on you again while the band is back together up there at Capitol Square and get some more insight. I appreciate it. That is former State Senator Amanda Chase. If you are not signed up for her emails, and I get them, I was just rolling back. It's like every day, here's the legislation, here's the committee it's in, here's what they're doing, here's how it's going. And by the way, you can be a Democrat, you can be a liberal. I mean, it's still just so very, very, very informative. Go to her old website. She said it's still up, chaseforsenate.com, and get signed up there. It is 346, Jeff Katz, News Radio.